Hey guys, we're back with another video, and today is something a little bit different. I've been having one of my viewers really wanted me to make a tier list, so that's what I did. I'll tell you right away, right off the bat, I don't think tier lists really mean much. I feel like every legend in the game is completely viable if you are good at the character and you practice it. So basically, this tier list isn't me saying one character is broken or another character is bad. All it is me ranking how good the characters are in relation to each other. And like I said, all the characters are perfectly viable. If you play them, you will get good at them. It doesn't matter. So, with that shit said out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this. First one we have is Thor. Thor, I feel like, is one of the best characters right now. Number one reason being Hammer, and number two being Orb. um, Hammer, in my opinion, is the best weapon in the game. I don't feel like it's broken. I just think it's like the best weapon right now, if that makes sense. It has a lot of really strong options. Sidelight, Hammer Sidelight is very good. Stomp Side Air, great kill option, kills really early. Um, Hammer Nair is a very good kill option. It's just really good at killing basically, and off stage is very good. Off stage, you hit them with one recovery or ground pound or side air, and it's like almost the end of their stock. So yeah. Orb also pretty good. I feel like a lot of people forget about Orb. I don't know. it's like it's like a low skill floor. Like it's really easy to play it, but if you get really good at it, it's got insane strength potential. A lot of true combos. Very good. A side light side air. It's, I guess, from what I've been told, is not its best option, but like you can still side light side air true, and it's a kill confirm option. Off stage, it's kind of interesting. I don't feel like it's that deadly off stage, personally, to me, but it's very good at recovering because I think a lot of people know, like, especially with Thor, use that gravity cancel end sig, ground pound, gravity cancel end sig, get back to stage from almost anywhere. You can just almost never fucking touch the ground if you really want to. Um, Also, his sig kit is very good. His hammer side sig is really good. The down sig, it's weird. You would think it wouldn't be that good, but it winds up being good. I don't know why it just hits. Like it's weird. The end sig on the hammer is good. I don't know if stomp end sig is still true on Thor. Even if it's not, it'd still be a tight string. But it's pretty good. So that's why I have him at the top. Right after him, we got Scarlet. Again, hammer and Lance is still pretty good. Pretty good. I'd put it as like my third or fourth best weapon, I guess, right now. But hammer is the best, so I put Scarlet up here. Um, she's got the high force, insane knockout potential with her SIGs and hammer, and yeah, just really good legend in general right now. She can easily knock you out in barely orange if she hits a SIG. So yeah, she's really high. I put her above Ulgrim because Hammer is better than Axe in my opinion. So I feel like Hammer is just better Axe, if that makes sense. Axe is good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like everything Axe wants to do, Hammer does better. The only thing I think Axe does better is anti-air, because Axe has the downlight, which Hammer doesn't really have an option for anti-air if you're grounded. So that's the only thing I think Axe excels better at. But other than that, I feel like Hammer is better in a lot of other ways. So that's why I have Ulgrim third and Scarlet above him. So yeah, I feel like they're. I feel like that's where they should be at. Taros, I have right behind Axe and Hammer. Obviously, two very good weapons. Strong Sigs. His only downfall is he's got two slow weapons. So if they have Katars or another fast weapon and you don't know how to deal with it, it can be a problem. But overall, I think he's pretty good. Ragnar right behind him. Axe is really good. Katars are like, I wouldn't say they're like one of the best weapons, but I'd say they're like in the middle, so they're still pretty decent. And his Sig kit is ridiculous. Axe and Sig, oh my god, that thing is so annoying. I'm not gonna lie. He's really good because of his Sigs and Axe, I guess. So that's why I have him there. Azoth right behind Axe and Bow. Bow, I feel like, is another really, really strong weapon right now. And he's got a really strong Sig kit. The only thing I think some people might have a problem with Azoth is they rely too much on the Sigs and throw them out too much. And yes, his Sigs are good, but they're also very punishable if you just throw them out without using your brain. So that's, I think, why I put him farther down than some of the others. Next I have Diana. Bow, very strong, and blasters are pretty decent. And her Sig kit, oh, don't even get me started on that Sig kit, bro. Bow down Sig, no, oh god, I hate it. And Sig, just all her bow Sigs, just I hate all of them. Her blaster Sigs don't bother me as much, but the bow Sigs, man, oh, that's why I have her here. Cassidy, Hammer, obviously, and blasters. And everybody knows Cassidy Sigs, bro. Cassidy Sigs, man, just gross. I hate them. But I am glad that they did take away downlight and Sig on the blasters in the last patch. I'm very happy about that, because her being able to do downlight and Sig on both weapons true was really dumb, and she killed so easy. I still think she's very good, but I think she's a lot more balanced than she was, because before that I would have put her like right at the top, like completely at the top, no doubt. Alright, below that we have Koji. Koji has bow. Koji has high dex, strong Sig kit. Basically he's like everything you could really want from a sword character. I think he's the best sword character and the best bow character, so that's why he's here. We all know the bow down Sig, really, really good. All his bow Sigs are good if you know how to aim the side Sig and the end Sig. Sword Sigs, down Sig not as good, because, you know, that one's harder to hit, but his other two are pretty good. Yeah, I think he's pretty good right there. Orion, Lance, very strong. And Spear right now. Spear is one of the better weapons right now, in my opinion. It's not, I don't think, as good as Hammer, Axe, or Lance, but it's really close with the buff they gave it, because now you can downlight recovery true. And that's really, really good. And that's why I have him here. And his Sig kit, obviously, it's Orion. You know, he's pretty good. Right below him, we got Brynn. Brynn, she's got the spear, which I feel like is strong right now, and the axe, which is really good. I almost put her above Orion, but I feel like his Sig kit is better. Not that hers is bad, I just think Orion's got the better Sig kit, so that's why I have him higher. Bodvar right below that. Bodvar has hammer. Bodvar has sword, which I feel like is upper mid tier weapon. Sword edgeguarding is ridiculous. If you're off stage and they're on stage and they have a sword, that's a free stock for them unless they mess up the edgeguard. It's really, really strong at edgeguarding. On stage, it's still pretty good, pretty strong. Yeah, overall. And Bodvar, his Sig kit's pretty good. It's not like the best Sig kit, but it's pretty decent. Yeah, I have him there. Jolla right behind, axe and sword, same idea. She's also got really strong SIGs, so I feel like she's right behind Bodvar. I think they're like close to the same, but I put her right below because hammer is better than axe to me. So right next to that we have Yumiko. Yumiko's got bow and hammer, obviously two very strong weapons in my opinion. Her SIGs, her bow SIGs are kind of meh. They're not the best. Her bow SIGs aren't, but her hammer SIGs are pretty decent. The end SIG is decent. The down SIG is very good. Side SIG is decent. It's not as good as the other two, I feel, but it's still pretty good. It's just her bow SIGs that kind of hold her back from getting it higher, in my opinion. Next, we have... I forgot his name. You know who he is. Alright, I don't... Nobody plays him very much, but he's with the bow... or not the bow, with the spear getting the buff, with the downlight recovery true, and he's got orb, so I feel like he's really strong. I feel like not very many people play him, but I feel like more people are going to play him with the spear buffs now, so that's why I have him here. Hattori, spear and sword, both very good. Her SIGs, everybody knows her SIGs are pretty decent. And yeah, she's just, I think, overall pretty good right now. High speed, pretty decent dex. Yeah, she's just pretty good. Fate, Orb, and Scythe. Scythe, I feel like, is like mid-tier. I don't feel like it's as good as some of the other weapons, but I feel like Scythe is still pretty decent if you're good with the Scythe. And Orb. And her SIGs, yeah, her SIG kit's really freaking good, so that's why I have her there. Next we have Volkov, Axe, and Scythe. Obviously Axe is very good, Scythe is decent, and has got the SIGs that are really sometimes annoying, so that's why I have him here. Next I have Nash, spear and hammer. Both very good right now. The only reason I didn't put him higher is just because he's got the lower dex, which, I mean, doesn't hold him back, but can be a bit of a struggle against some of the faster weapons. So that's why I have him at the bottom of A+ here. Now we go into A tier. I have Sentinel at the top, hammer and Katars. Hammer very good, Katar is decent. He's got a pretty decent SIG kit, so he's like at the top of A tier. I almost put him at A+, but I put him just right below at the very top of A. Core has hammer, but gauntlets I feel like are the lowest weapon, I guess. I don't think they're bad, I just think they're less good than a lot of the other weapons, so that's why I have him here. Next is Mirage. She's got spear, and Scythe is okay, so I feel like she's like kind of at the upper part of A tier. Mordex, Scythe and gauntlets. I think the reason I have him this high is mostly because of his SIG kit. He's got, you know, strong SIGs. And Scythe's not a bad weapon at all. It's pretty good. Gauntlets are less good, but, you know, it's alright because he's got the SIG kit. So that's why he's here. Next we have Nyx. Nyx has Scythe and Blasters. I feel like she's slightly not as good as Mordex just because her SIG kit's weaker. But Blasters put her close because Blasters instead of Gauntlets, I think Blasters are better. So that's why I have Nyx here. Ada, Spear and Blasters. I would have put her higher, but the defense is why I put her a little bit lower. The low defense can be a problem. I mean, if you're good and don't get hit very much, it's fine, but most people are going to get hit. So... yeah, that's why I have her here. Wushang, He's got spear, but he's got gauntlets, so I put him like right below. He's got strong sigs and he's got spear, but the gauntlets I think bring him down to about middle of A tier, so that's why he's there. Brax has strong sigs and he's got lance. Blasters are okay, but I feel like he's not nearly as good right now as some of the other lance characters, just because the hammer and axe make Scarlet and Ulgrim higher up. So Brax is like the third best lance in my opinion. So that's why he's there. Vector right behind him. Bow lance. The reason Vector gets held back is his lance sigs. The side sig is okay. The end sig is okay if you can hit it, but it's kind of a harder move to hit. And the down sig is just butt cheeks, so that's why he's kind of down here. Next we have Raymond. Raymond has axe, but gauntlets, so gauntlets hold him back a bit. That's why I have him here. Next we have Zell. Zell has cannon and axe, and axe is very good. Cannon, I'm not really sure where I would put it, just because they added the changes to it, so I don't really know how good it is at this point. I feel like it's decent, but I don't think it's as good as, like, say, bow, sword, hammer, axe, lance. I feel like it's right below those, so that's why I have Zell here. Kaya has bow and spear. She has two good weapons. I would have put her higher, but the Sig kit is kind of weird. Her bow sigs are okay, but the spear sigs are just kind of bad. That's why I put her down here. Next I have Roland. Roland has lance and sword. Both decent weapons, but Roland is slow speed-wise, and like his sigs aren't bad. His sword sigs are pretty good. The lance sigs, like the lance down sig is good, but like the other two sigs are not very good in the higher ranks. Once you realize you should stop jumping into the end sig like a monkey, he becomes, not as good higher up. But I mean, I don't think he's bad. I just think he's lower than a lot of the other lance characters. Next we have Barraza, axe, and blasters. The reason I put him down here is because he's slow, and he's only got 4 dex, 4 speed. He's, got the defense, but I feel like he's just a little bit too slow to put up higher, so that's why I have him there. Sidra, I have her there because she has sword, which is an okay weapon, and cannon. Like, I'm just, it's hard for me to figure out where to put the cannon legends, so that's why I put her here. She's got decent sigs and she's got sword, but I can't really put her any higher. Zariel, bow and gauntlets. He's got a strong sig kit and he's got bow, but the gauntlets hold him back, so that's why I have him here. Lucian, blasters and katars are both okay weapons, but he's got really low force. He's got strong sigs, but I don't think he's bad. I just think he's one of them characters that you're going to struggle to knock out with a lot unless you can hit his sig, and it gets harder to hit his sigs when you get higher up because people expect that that's how you're going to kill, because that's your main kill option. So yeah. Artemis, they buffed the NSIG glitch, so Artemis is back down here to me. Lance is decent. Scythe is okay, but her SIGs, I don't feel like they're not terrible, but they're not great, so that's why I have her as the lowest Lance character right now. Thatch has sword and blasters, which are both decent, but low defense holds him back, so that's why I have him down here. The defense can become a problem. Val, sword, and gauntlets. Gauntlets kind of hold her back. She's got okay sigs and sword, but the gauntlets are kind of holding them back. Suri, sword and katars are both decent, but the problem is, and I think a lot of Suri players can vouch for this, if you're fighting somebody with range, somebody with spear or lance, it becomes very hard to do anything with a Suri. And lance and spear are both very good right now, which is why I have a Suri down here, because she's gonna struggle in those matchups. So yeah. Petra I have at the bottom of A tier. She has orb, which is very good, and she's got strong sigs. The gauntlets just hold her back a bit, so I have her at the bottom of A tier. Next we get to the A minus. Ember has katars and bow. Bow is very good. Katars are decent, but her defense holds her back, I feel. If she had more defense, I would main her so fast, because those are my two favorite weapons. But every time I try, man, just I get smacked with a hammer a couple times, and it's just game over, you know? So that's why I have her there. Lin Fei, cannon, again, not sure. She has katars and cannon, and she has a couple okay sigs, but I feel like I can't put her any higher. So that's why I have her here. Cross, gauntlets hold him back. Blasters are decent, but the gauntlets not so much. And sigs are alright, but they're not the best. And his stats aren't even very good for blasters either. He's kind of slow. So that's why I have him here. Isaiah, blasters, cannon. Again, I don't know if I can put him any higher with the cannon. Blasters are decent. His sigs are hit or miss. He's got a couple decent ones, and then a couple that are like not as good. So I have him there. Jiro, the defense kills him. It really does, and his sigs are not the best either. So between those two things, that's why he's so far down here. Queen Nai, it's literally her speed. Her speed is what holds her back. It's always been what holds her back. I love Queen Nai, but slow katars are so hard to play. I'm not gonna lie. I love her so much, but that speed, it's so hard. And then we got Caspian, I feel like is the worst right now. Gauntlets bad. Katars okay. But his main issue is gauntlets, combined with the fact he's got two short range weapons like a Suri does, so he's going to struggle in every ranged matchup, and there's a lot of ranged matchups that for him to struggle in right now. So that he's at the bottom of my list. So yeah, that's how I see it right now, guys, for my tier list. Bear in mind, this is the opinion of, one person with, probably a slightly biased opinion because of who I play, and I'm, 2350-ish, so I'm not like a pro, so it might be different for, the upper tiers, it might be different for golds, but this is just my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.